What personal secret did someone you trusted use against you in an argument? I was 23 when I made the mistake of trusting my best friend with my family's most devastating news. Amber was my person, the one I called at 3 a.m. when everything felt like it was falling apart. One night, after too much wine and too many tears, I told her about my parents' divorce, how I discovered Dad's affair, how Mom was falling apart, and how 25 years of marriage was ending in lies. "I'm so sorry you're going through this," she'd whispered, holding me while I sobbed. "But this isn't about you or anything you did wrong. Sometimes people just grow apart." I felt lighter afterward, like sharing the weight had somehow made it manageable. For months, Amber was extra supportive. She'd check in on my mom when I was worried. She never made jokes about marriage or relationships around me. When I got emotional at weddings or romantic movies, she'd squeeze my hand and change the subject. I thought she truly understood how shattered I felt. Everything changed when I started dating Blake. Amber claimed he was too serious because he wanted something real instead of casual hookups. When I defended him, she'd roll her eyes and mutter about my desperate need for stability. The breaking point came during Amber's birthday party. Blake had brought flowers and a thoughtful gift, but when he mentioned wanting to meet my parents sometime, Amber's face darkened. The tension was suffocating. Later in her kitchen, I tried to smooth things over. "He's really sweet, Amber. He genuinely cares about family." Her face hardened. "You always defend him. Because he's a good guy who wants something real." "Real?" She laughed bitterly. "You're so naive. But I guess that makes sense, considering your family's track record with commitment." The words hit like ice water. My chest tightened as the party noise faded around me. "What did you just say?" "You heard me," she continued, her voice cold and calculated. "You're clinging to Blake because you're terrified of ending up like your parents. But newsflash, your dad probably started out just as sweet and committed." The kitchen fell silent except for the distant sound of her guests laughing in the next room. I stared at her, watching my best friend transform into someone who would weaponize my family's pain to win an argument. "How dare you bring my parents into this?" I whispered. "I'm just being realistic," she shot back. "You think Blake's different, but your mom probably thought the same thing about your dad 25 years ago. Look how that worked out." I felt my legs go weak. This was my deepest fear, that I was doomed to repeat my parents' mistakes, that love was just an illusion that would inevitably crumble. "I trusted you with that," I said, my voice barely audible. "And I'm trying to protect you," she replied, but her tone had shifted. She could see she'd gone too far. I left without saying goodbye to anyone. Blake found me crying in my car outside, but I couldn't explain what had happened. Amber texted the next morning apologizing, claiming she was drunk and worried about me. But some words can't be taken back. I never responded. Blake and I have been together for 2 years now. He shows me every day that commitment doesn't have to end in betrayal. But I learned something valuable from Amber's cruelty. The people who truly love you don't use your deepest wounds against you, no matter how frustrated they get.